Hey guys, how's it going? This is a guide written specifically for Max K from Scratch RuneScape accounts on how to safe spot Rex as a team and hopefully land yourself some of his rings or even a coveted dragon hatchet. Some of you know, I'm going to DKs with Tyler, Brobson, and Yatar. Since a lot of you guys couldn't make it this time due to the high requirements, Tyler and I decided that we're going to make a guide about what we did in order to prepare for Dagannoth Kings. Again, this is a guide simply to show what we did to prepare. And we did a lot of planning and thinking about what the best methods would be in order to do this. So this is exactly what this is. If you have a better idea of what we could do or anything we could add, just feel free to post it in the comments so other people can benefit. For a lower level non-Max K from Scratch player, you may still find many elements of this guide useful, although certain aspects of this video won't apply to you due to me explaining how to obtain everything from scratch, since you can just use the Grand Exchange. As you can see on screen, this is only part 1 of a 2-part guide. Tyler MCFS will be releasing part 2, which consists of how to get to DKs and what to do once you're there. There will be a link to his channel in the description, so you can check that out once you're done here. Anyways guys, enjoy. On screen now you're seeing my current setup for DKs. However, if you're from scratch, your gear may vary. What you want to do is to take the best defensive gear that you can, since you'll be protecting from mage the entire time. The only item here that is necessary is the Slayer Staff. On screen, there are different gears that you can take listed from best to worst. Keep in mind that this is a low-level guide and that I am completely aware that this is not the best gear in the game. If you have something better that you obtained from scratch, feel free to take it. If a minute is not long enough to look over this, simply pause the video. As far as inventory goes, you want to have Death and Mind runes for your magic dart. You want the Holy Wrench to save prayer potions, and your Adamant Crossbow in case something goes wrong and we have to take out Prime, your Dragon Halberd, and Excalibur. You want 2 super anti-poisons since the traps won't last much longer than 48 minutes. You want about 9 prayer potions, and you want the rest filled up with the best food you can take, as well as a Beast of Burden filled up. For the rest of the video, I'm going to show you the best ways to get some of the more necessary and less obvious gear. As you can see on screen now, the requirements for Slayer Staff, 55 Slayer and 50 Magic. Without these, you're not going to be able to cast a Magic Dart, and it will be hard to deal much damage on Rex at a lower level. To get the Slayer Staff, you can either buy it from a Slayer Master for 12.5k, but this is discouraged by the rules in the Max K from Scratch series, or you can complete the Lost Her Marbles section of the Buyers and Sellers quest. After that, you can go to the Ham Camp, as you can see on screen, and pickpocket ham members. The most efficient way to do this is to wear ham robes to decrease the chance of getting kicked out and getting caught. And then also, when you pickpocket, don't drop any of your items, as items pickpocketed will go on the floor. As you can see in the clip, it's easy to see the Slayer Staff once you get it. Okay guys, once you have your Slayer Staff, you're going to need Death Runes and Mind Runes in order to be able to cast Magic Dart. You'll need 1 Death and 4 Mind Runes per cast. To get the Death Runes, you can either get them as drops from monsters, barrows, or you can do what I'm doing right here in the video and go to the Abyss and craft them. In order to do this, you need to complete Morning Ends Part 2 and have 65 rune crafting. To get the Mind Runes, you can buy them from the wizard who teleports you to the Abyss. And you can buy 1,000 of them every 24 hours, and they cost 17k for them. This is a reasonable price to pay, and is a quick way to get them. If you want to though, you can just run the rune essence to the mine altar and save some cash. However, the cash you save really isn't that much, and it's just worth it to go and go ahead and buy the mine runes once a day. Another important thing you'll need is anti-poisons. Seeing as regular anti-poisons only last a minute and a half per dose, so they wouldn't be pretty practical. So you'll need at least super anti-poisons, which require 48 herb ore to make, or what you can do, which I'm doing here, is camping a spawn, which is north of Castle Wars in the Goblin Camp. However, it took me 6 minutes to get 2 full potions, so this method isn't advised. Right here, you'll see me making the anti-poisons. They make them from making Irits and ground unicorn horn. Pretty simple to make, and it's just a lot more efficient, so I recommend doing this way. However, if you don't have the requirements, you can simply just go to Castle Wars and camp the spawn. One final thing to probably have is a good Gravestone. Since Dagganoth Kings takes so long to get to, and if you're with low-level players, they likely won't be able to bless your grave, you want to be able to have a longer lasting Gravestone. So to do this, you want to complete the Giant Dwarf quest, and then talk to Blastadar the Sculptor and Keldagrim, who I'm with on screen now, and you want to buy the best one you can. which is 500k. I know it's pricey, but it's better than losing all your stuff at DKs. For low-level fishers who can't get good food from scratch, on screen is going to be an alternative of how to get decent food. At Brimhaven, Alphonse the waiter will sell you 10 karambwan every day as well as other food. However, the only drawback is they do cost. You can only make 10 a day. So if you did this, you'd have to start doing it in advance if you wanted to make multiple trips. Another option would be to go to the Warriors Guild and buy out the food there, as the potato with cheeses heal 180. Also, if you have 65 cooking, a decent food might be pineapple pizzas if you don't want to do monkfish, because they heal 220. There are a few quick things that I left out. For the Dragon Halberd, you have to complete the Regicide quest, but if you took the approach of completing Morning Ends Part 2 so that you could craft Death Runes, you should already be able to get that. And to go buy that, you need to go to Port Tyrus, and in the general store you can buy one there for 325k. It's kind of pricey, but it's definitely worth it, and it's a good all-around weapon. Also, for the pouches, I touched on it earlier, but if you can, you want to take a fruit bat pouch and some extra scrolls, so when you do run out of food, and your tortoise runs out of food, or time, you can just go ahead and summon that and get extra food between kills. Alright guys, that's it for part 1 of the Max K from Scratch Dagganoth Kings guide. For part 2, there'll be a link in the description to Tyler MCFS's channel. And in part 2, he will go over how to get there properly, and also what to do once you get there. There are a few things I left out in this video, like how to get rune pouches, but you can always wiki how to do stuff like that. And feel free again to make variations in the gear here. This is just a good suggested setup for lower levels for Dagganoth Kings. So anyways, I hope this guide was helpful. If it was, please leave me a like and a comment. If you didn't like it, leave me a dislike and some feedback about how I can improve. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.